So for the month of December, we get to celebrate the holiday season. And we've talked a lot about Christmas. Now we get to talk about two other holidays that take place in the month of December. Now, if you don't know what those holidays are, that's okay. I am bringing in some friends to talk about those holidays for us. I am so excited that we get to explore those holidays with our friends. Let's go ahead and check them out.
So Hanukkah, Jewish day, wintertime festival of lights, okay? And we celebrate a nightly menorah lighting. And this is a menorah. You can see the candles will go in here, okay? Very festive, special prayers, and, you know, a lot of fried foods. No keto. Okay. So, and when it started was 2nd century BC, because at that time, Syrian Greeks, as you said, tried to force all the people of Israel to accept Greek culture. So instead of the belief in one God, they had a plethora of gods. So a small band of poorly armed Jews got together, led by Judah Maccabee, and they defeated at the time, one of the greatest armies on earth. And they drove the Greeks from the land, and they reclaimed the Holy Temple. Hanukkah means rededication. So they wanted to rededicate it in the service of God. So what they did was notice that eternal light was out, like no oil for it to burn. So they found one little thing of oil, something that would have lasted for one day. But the miracle is it lasted for 8 days, okay? And that was enough time to get more purified oil. As for the fried foods, because of that oil.
Well, in America, we use potato pancakes. That's called latkes. In Israel, we use donut. That's the original idea. And the donut in Hebrew called soup ganyo. Soup ganyo. That's the two traditions. Now remember, traditions are not rules from the Bible. They're all traditional rules, including the entire holiday of Hanukkah. It's a traditional holiday, not a biblical holiday.
Right. My kids like to play the dreidel game. Little kids playing dreidels.
I love how it all just comes together because you're talking about the oil, how much you use the oil. The oil comes from, of course, it lasting the 8 nights. But also how you cook with the oil as a way to celebrate, and then you have the menorah where you light the candle to celebrate the oil too, so it's really wrapped in, it's a beautiful tradition.
Kwanzaa is a wonderful, awesome holiday. It covers 7 principles over 7 days when we celebrate it at the end of the year, from December 26th through January 1st. And there's a lot more that I can tell you about. The principles and the symbols, there are 7 of each principles and then 7 symbols. And the symbols, when we celebrate, we put our table together and it looks a lot like this. It doesn't have to be this exactly. This is just one way we can set up our tables, but the symbols of Kwanzaa should be there. Principles are important ideas that make us think this is how we want to be. We think it's important, so we want to do these things. We want to be a person with unity. Umoja, the first principle, unity. We want to have unity in our family. We want to use, for example, another principle, Nia, or purpose. We have a purpose. This is what we're doing. So principles help us understand what we're doing, how we do it, and then why we're doing the thing. red and black and green you'll see commonly connected to things that are from the continent of Africa, of the people of the continent of Africa. It's to represent the blood of the people, the skin of the people, the black people, and then the land, the greenness, the verdant, and the wonderfulness of their the world that they have, the ability, the fertility of their communities, as well as the land itself. The candles do represent the symbols of the principles when we light them up. So we light one candle for each principle every day. So we take one day to celebrate one principle, and at the end of the week, we have celebrated all of the principles, and we begin to think of the year, because that's the end of the principles. The last principle is on the first day of the year. So begin the new year with this wonderful idea of how we've celebrated all of these things that are important to us, and we begin this new year on January 1st again, remembering and reliving how they are important to us. Well, there are many different ways to celebrate Kwanzaa. Each family has their own tradition. One of the best things that we can do is to have our kinara, which is the candle holder, and light the candle. We talk about the meaning of that principle, and people could even share how they feel about that principle. Why is that principle important to them? There might be a story that is told, a song that is sung to remind us about that principle. There are all these different ways that people in their families and in their communities, their churches, their schools can celebrate Kwanzaa. Just like a lot of people don't celebrate Christmas without a Christmas tree, you don't really celebrate Kwanzaa without the symbols of Kwanzaa, and the table is where you place those symbols. Everybody can celebrate Kwanzaa. It is historically people of African descent who celebrate it, but it must be important to say, for me, it was founded by a person from the United States of America, so it is a holiday celebrated in the United States. It is beginning to be celebrated over the past 50 years of its being celebrated. It's growing, so people across the world are starting to celebrate it, but it started right here in the US, in California actually, by Dr. Maulanga Karenga. He was the founder, he is the founder of Kwanzaa, and so everybody can celebrate it. People of African descent are the first ones to celebrate it because it was started in the African community, in the black community here in the US. But everybody can. You don't have to be black to celebrate Kwanzaa. You have to believe in the principles. You have to want to bring those principles into your life, into your heart, into your family, and into your world. That is who celebrates Kwanzaa.
Wow, Kwanzaa and Hanukkah were amazing to learn about, and I'm so excited that our new friends were here to teach us all about them. That is the amazing part about learning new things and meeting new people. They share their traditions and their stories with us, and I'm so happy you were here with me today to learn all about them. Now, if you want to learn more about Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, make sure that you check out pbskids.org for fun coloring pages or even fun activities. You can also check out Shelby TV Kids for our holiday movie review.